Just give us a sec because I've got a couple in front of me. Anyway, let's take a walk. So anyway, how many Ukrainian and Russian families have we got here in Portsmouth? I just want to show you something. This is the tower here that was erected as this road was closed for COVID. As I have said, COVID certificate of vaccination identification is linked directly to all of the sources and everything that is going on here. I've just got a couple of people around me, just 2 secs. So basically, I've tagged Portsmouth News and everybody else in here. I want to find as many Ukrainian and as many Russian and as many British families that are willing to come and stand on a line with me with a banner, whether you are Ukrainian, Russian or British. And I want us all to meet down on the docks, ready for before Portsmouth deploys everybody to Ukraine. The reason that I want to do this is I already know in the skate group we've already got Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, Afghanistan. Here in Portsmouth, we are a very multi-diverse international place, and the 3 spaces that I have lived in here in Portsmouth, I have been greeted. It's only now that I am starting to integrate slightly, not my friendships, but people that are familiar faces and are people that call me a friend here, yeah? They're the white British supremacy ones, right? The people that I've spent the predominant and majority of my time, the predominant time here has been people from Bulgaria. The people at the skate crew are predominantly Russian, French, Lithuanian. I'm just on my normal walk as always. I'm just at the fire station here. So this school here, which is Arkington Primary School, is not a white supremacy. The Sarah, devil don't like it. Run, devil, run, devil, run, devil, run. We'd like to see the fire engine. If you haven't seen a British fire engine, by the way, this is a British fire engine. So there's a British fire engine for you. So that's for the city here. And these guys are all still sitting up here, nighttime, for all the calls coming through here. And their masks actually are off in this office for the fire people. However, this place is the police, and the police are still in masks. Now, the reason that I want to try and do this is because, obviously, as you know, Portsmouth is deploying hundreds of people into Ukraine because Boris Johnson has agreed with Russia for Britain to support Russia with their issues with Ukraine. Now, a lot of the mothers that I spend my time with on the playground are Ukrainian, who speak Russian. And they choose to be here because they disagree with the way things are in their own country. In our universities, a university fee... Hang on, there's a banner here. Hang on a minute. Somebody's put a new banner up. So, Thursday, 17th of Feb. Hang on. So, in a world of racism, I don't agree, climate change and pandemic, is socialism possible? Thursday, 17th of February, 5 p.m, Guildhall, upstairs room, 25th Guildhall Way. I need to remember this. So, and then again, it's all Socialist Study Society. So, the reason that I'm asking people to do this, I just got other people next to me, but 2 secs. is that basically Portsmouth is going to deploy thousands of people into Ukraine, and there will be basically the Britain, America, China, Russia, because this is much more than whatever it is that people feel that Ukrainian... I have to do a little bit more homework on something, but the Ukraine, I don't even know if it's a government or anything like that. So I could do with speaking to people here in Portsmouth who are from Ukraine themselves and getting us to meet down, potentially even at the moment, just on Victoria Park. No, because I can't take my dog on Victoria Park. So continue to meet sort of at the... I don't know where, but what I'm basically wanting to do is before all the ships go out from Portsmouth, before they go out, there will be a massive big media and a wave off, and there'll be gun salutes and everything like this, without sort of saying, excuse me, 2 seconds, I have a live on so you don't have to respond, but can I just point out a view? Can I ask whether you are from, where you're originally from? Hong Kong, China, Nepalese?
I'm from the UK.
No, you're the culture. Chinese, right. So we have everything here from Chinese, oh God, what else don't we have here? We have African, Caribbean, Nigerian, Lithuanian. I'm trying to remember it through all the children that I know on the park here now. So I'm just going to walk up to a park in a minute, and I've got a dog in my hand, yeah? And if I went anywhere near one particular boy now, because it's me with the dog, he would trust me, okay? So he would trust me with my dog on my lead. But if he saw my dog without a lead, without me, he'd run a fucking mile, right? We, as a Western England, Great Britain, pretentious, greed-driven, materialistic world, have no idea about the other cultures and societies, right? I've just tried to type in Russian and Ukrainian, yeah? And do you know what I got? Russian and Ukrainian wives, Russian and Ukrainian dating women, Russian and Ukrainian sort of different sort of women. So I didn't tag these because I felt that it was one of probably... I'm not saying... If Boris Johnson... Oh, I've just found a lovely little thing for my little boy. Look at this. Right? If Boris Johnson, and I would have to say, if Boris Johnson was sitting there going that he thinks Putin is an absolute fucking wanker, but he agrees with what's going on with Ukraine. I'm not over there. I don't know. So the reason that I'm asking the people of Portsmouth to do this is meet me at the Red. So let's start with my skaters. So I'm going to speak to my skater friend who's Russian and a skater friend who's Ukrainian and a family who's Ukrainian, and start with there. If this works in the way that I would like to see it work. Now, obviously, as you know, Valentine's Day, I've got 2 dentist appointments. Dean's still here. Don't quite know how it's going. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see how it goes. But this park that I'm heading to, and these blocks of flats, and all of these buildings behind me, okay? All of these buildings behind me at the strike of the bells, yeah? This is probably one of the most multinational places that you will meet. But it's so divided. And it's divided because there are so many different cultures here. I'm just going to walk around to a couple of little different things and see whether some people will interact with the fact that I have a live on with what I'm saying, and see if I can find... No, it's the kids. No, hang on, it's not the kids. Yeah, it's the kids. I leave the kids. The youth club's still open. I'll know if I pass anyone who's Ukrainian anyway, or Russian. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak to the Russian skater and the Ukrainian skater, and see if we can get them to network out and try and get as more and more and more as we can to basically come down here to Portsmouth before the ferry goes out and literally have Russian, Ukrainian, British, maybe even American, but at this point let's just keep it between Russia and Ukrainian that are here in the UK, and just leave it at that for a second and just literally put in front of you Russian, Ukrainian. I'm just turning my dog, 2 seconds. Just turning my dog. Hang on, just got to turn my dog just to keep her attention because she's in a dog. Right, so basically, yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to go for a bit of a walk and I'm trying to think about this and process it itself. So I've just already decided I'm going to start with the two from skating, speak to them, find out more about Russia, Ukrainian, and yeah, see if we can pull this off, because I think personally nobody should be doing it the way that these people are doing it, because they're not thinking about places like this where there's children. I've got 3 kids to the side of me, yeah, and I can tell you already that one of them is from hang on, let me get this right because I want to get it right for him. One of them is from let me just let my dog go on here in a moment, but I have to keep a lead on because I'm on a live, so I'd be distracted. One of them is from, let me look at him, I'll remember it. One of them is a place called Solomon or something like this, right? White British. And the other one is Nigerian, yeah? These kids have grown up seeing everybody else as just white British, yeah? And they don't really... Oh, let me just turn my dog on my heels. Another dog coming. They sort of know with me now. I don't need to put a big red flag on me to say warning. I've got one on. Let me just try and pitch somewhere for a second. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you up somewhere really quickly and show you the life of many people here in this world, and it might quite shock you from this point of view, and I'm going to go and sit in there. I don't know how long I can handle it for because it makes me want to cry, and it doesn't just make me want to cry, it makes me want to clean it all up, make it all really nice for the next person that comes and sits in there. So basically I've got all this sort of lifestyle around me here, yeah? So hang on. And I can prove to you that these doors are open as well now. So they're waiting for everyone to complain on these doors. Look, watch. All security is all down. Buggy's not safe. Oh, hang on. Look, there's even security camera right above it. Watch. I would sit on the bed and have a chat with you, yeah? So basically here in the UK, we still have like this standard of lifestyle and living. I mean, we haven't got crack needles in here. You know, the council know this is here. Obviously the kids have done some damage, but it starts with people dumping things. So yeah, welcome to Portsmouth City. So basically people here in Portsmouth, so just remind you that I live here in Portsmouth in the UK, which is a Navy base. So Portsmouth is predominantly the place and space. I walk this way, and if my dog goes off on a basketball or a football, you'll get to see what she's like. So Portsmouth is predominantly, I can't remember what it started as, and there's lots of history behind all of this place, but predominantly all of the spaces around it were all set up for Navy quarters. So it didn't predominantly become a council place, so to say. It was because it's Navy, a lot of the families that have been sort of moved into spaces like this is because the army have helped them move over from the areas that they're in. Now, we're really lucky over here in England, and we don't appreciate how lucky we are. I got to show you the red building yesterday, but I didn't get to go round the front to show you the difference of the colour on this one. So I'm just going to come round the front and go and sit there for a minute, so I know my dog's not going to have anyone walking past her, because there's no dogs allowed in there, so there won't be any other dogs. So so basically, a lot of all of these places all were sort of like the quarters. So if anyone knows the army, so I lived as an army wife, so we were classed as PADs, which is persons awaiting divorce. So if you had children, they were called PADs brats, which is obviously the brats of the parents waiting divorce. But when you are in the army, you basically get an army quarter, so an army pad, your own home. It comes out of your wages. It's paid. It's taken straight from. Taken straight from your wages. So's all your bills, everything, and you're left basically with the cash. Oh, now we've got a cat. Hang on. Let me move. Leave. Right, actually, I shouldn't have said leave them, because it gives her attention. I'm just getting used to the fact that she is getting very confident with me. So basically, I just sort of wanted to say that I don't think we should be at war with anybody. I don't think that we should be killing and bombing and murdering anybody. And I don't think taxpayers should be contributing to the weapons, they've turned the lights off on the basketball. This basketball court, mate, has had probably everyone from around the world all on this basketball court. I don't know if you can see how beautiful it is tonight, because my camera's not that sort of great, but look, obviously this is, and it's done by floor as well, with the colours, as you could see. People's lights on down the middle as well. It's the ones down the middle, so each floor is basically orange green. I was on a green, so I was classed as been through the system. It was okay, but if you're predominantly on the red one, then it's sort of like you're still within the system. And that's the same over there, just slightly done sort of different. And these are more independent, but they work within the system on the outside. So you've got sort of this over here is managed. There's a park on the other side. I'll show you in a second, but I don't know what you can see. So I'm on the basketball court at the moment, but this gets used by... And this is where I first started dancing down here, by the way. So this is used by Portsmouth Football Club to come down to the kids. And then obviously you've got a caged park. So this is the caged park that you all know that I know I could never ever show you, because you can't have kids showing you. But if I can sort of show you through, I can't really show you through, but through here, and it's all managed. It's got a sandpit, got all the things. Jackie's out with the cats, so I've just scared her cat, so I'll walk back round. So basically, you know, when the website people, the other people that got the other website on me, have got a picture of me stood outside going, rah! Well, I used to live on the second floor of outside there, yeah. Oh, sorry, sweetheart. And this here is the council office and community centre. I'll turn my camera around because there's people here, yeah. And I might even be able to go in and finish this. So as you basically know, I lived over in that one in the Roberts Centre, then put with a secure tenancy over there, and then this is, I've got it this way because I've got people here, so this is basically the council office that you pay your rent to, and they become your landlord, right? Properties owned by the Queen. So this spot here, just stood there. Is that door open by any chance? No. Right, so that spot there is exactly where the police put his hands on my buggy and said, where was I going? And I said to the shop to get milk. And then literally, he then said to me, no, you're not. And at that moment, he went, what's up with you? I said, excuse me. I said, you've already taken 2 of mine. He went, this is your 3rd, right? So I literally picked up the phone, stood here, and I literally rang Dean, said there's a police officer literally in front. I had hold of the buggy, and on the other phone I was dialing. I said, I've literally, let me let people pass. I said, I've got a police officer holding the buggy and he's not letting go, and I think you need to talk to him. And as he took the phone, I literally went round the front to Elijah, whipped him out the buggy and ran in there, right? I've got a gentleman at the door, so I don't want to show him, and the door's locked. And hang on, turn your back round. I literally stood where that Coke can is, take about 3 or 4 steps in the middle of those 2 signs, and I literally had Elijah in one arm and my arm out on the other side. You see those steps there, and you see the barricade, the like bar heading up there, right? I had all of that area, all surrounding police officers, right? And me stood over here saying that there's paperwork over in that flat over there that shows that I've already just been signed off from social literally 3 weeks ago. And there's no issues. Everything's good. I am the person that just asked you to deal with the situation out the front, because obviously there's a lot of people that come all the way through this whole area. So, in fact, I've got a mental health person stood by me that I know behind as a friend at the moment, so I might go and have a chat. So, anyway, at this particular point here, I stood here, I had my hand out and I was saying not to take my son. So, anyway, a female police officer come over to me and convinced me to sit on them stairs, right? As I put Elijah next to me, the male police officer swiped him in and banged my son's head on that post and ran in there, and I went fucking booloo as they literally cuffed me and walked me out here, right? Then they kept me at the back of there for hour, 2 hours, while I refused to go anywhere until my mum. I wouldn't allow for anybody to have Elijah other than my mum, and Dean was en route from Bristol at the time. Dean said it was the fastest train he's ever been on from Bristol to Portsmouth, and he's never ever seen a train work so hard to get him, and he's literally crying, screaming on the train, not knowing what the fuck's going on, what the hell is going on. He's literally got a phone call saying he's had a phone call from me saying a police officer, and this was all on the same day. And it was the first time my mum had Elijah for me for a couple of hours on the day for me to sort out my MOT, all my car things. Everything was really good. Everything was fine. Everything was moving forward. Then all of a sudden, my mum and Amber and everybody contact me to say there is this woman writing all this crazy stuff all over the place, right? And then we had Dean's daughter going on with it and everybody else getting involved and everything like that. To the point that I had asked Dean to just go, like leave me to deal with this. I just can't cope with this. I don't know what's going on, don't know what's the truth. And obviously he'd gone to Bristol and he'd literally only left like on the train, got to Bristol from Portsmouth. So that's about 2.5 hours, right? And then I'd posted, I was in a really good place. I was playing with this camera. I was quite cool. I was focused on myself. I wasn't letting any of it distract me. And then I needed to go to the shop with Elijah, and I was pregnant. Elijah was only baby. I was pregnant. And it was literally about 6:15 in the evening. So I was wanting to get him settled and I was still breastfeeding, but I wasn't producing as much milk as I should have been. And I was trying to get him settled for the evenings because my mum was having him more often, and I was trying to get him on a bottle as well. And I didn't have any of my formula, and I didn't want to miss it, because once you miss it, it sort of gets back again. And then when they try being with somebody else, they can't take the bottle and you get unsettled and stuff. So I wanted to stick with it, even though nobody was having Elijah for me. I had all these people saying, oh, well, if he's not on breastfeed, then we'd be able to have him. But because you breastfeed, we can't have him. So I was like, right, fine, I'll sort bottles. I was expressing. It was too much. So I was in a good place. And then, as I said, there was all of this kick-off going off out the front. And it was like, I'm pregnant. I can't be arsed with it. And I even said to the police officer, I said, I really don't want to take this out on the wrong person right now. So, like, just disperse it, deal with it. I'll go and get some milk. If you need a statement, like, I've had enough of how it is around here as it is. I don't mind doing it. But, like, let me settle my baby into bed and we'll sort it. Well, it sort of didn't go that way, did it? Because he grabbed my buggy. And it's like, I've got all these people... And I've caught up with a lot of stuff at the moment as well. And I've got all these people that are sending emails to Hampshire Police and all of this stuff, and associating me with people that I'm not even associated with. And it's like, do you give a shit about my kids? So it's like, I can't be bothered with it anymore. And one of the most powerful things that the Bible said is, thou shalt not gossip. So I'm not here to gossip about Russia or Ukraine or any nationality or any person or any system or any... Oh, we finally got a life-saving defibrillator out here. Finally. I'm surprised the kids haven't messed with it. Have they actually left it? Wow, do they actually finally have one here? Wow, please don't ever put one on me if I stop breathing, because that's not actually the problem. And don't ever jump on top of my chest if you don't know what you're doing, because you'll break my ribs. Oh, cool, there's a camera in there, so they do not get away with it. That's actually really cool that they've actually got that there. So, yeah, so basically this is this place. And this is where this photograph was taken, because... it's a screenshot, and it was taken because I lived over there, right, in a one-bedroom place, and I had a double buggy, and it used to have to sit out the front of mine, and the council had warned me that they would take my buggy, right, and it was like, you can't take my buggy, and I issued a complaint and I won. And it was like, the double buggy had to go back out there because, one, I don't have the hallway to do it, I can't fold it, I can't get past it, kids climb even if you get it in. So they'd taken my double buggy that day, and that was the last straw for me. That was it. It was like, what are you doing? You're taking a double buggy from a woman struggling on her own, sorting out cars, having to get parking, because, look, it's absolutely manic out here, yeah. They put some posts where I used to park. I was renowned for parking here, yeah. So they put bollards up, and then over there's posts. Because it's like this, it's like, and there's no parking permits. It's so expensive here in Portsmouth. You pay so much for the parking here, even though you're a resident, which is absolutely fucking crazy, yeah. And I just think that what is going on is absolutely nuts. And if we can just show that it doesn't matter whether people are Russian, Ukrainian, American, China, English, whatever... We've all got skeleton argument. We've all got flesh and blood. We've all got bones. But we've all got children, and we've all got families, and we've all got grandparents and aunts and uncles and stuff like that. And as British people, and as an ex-army wife, and as an ex-pad brat, I'll always be an army wife, I guess. I'll always be somebody who has that sort of difference about her because of that environment that I've grown up on. But I tell you what, if I was an army wife now and I was here in Portsmouth married to anybody in the army, anyone in the RAF, anyone in the Navy, I'd be saying, don't go. I'd be saying, don't go.